Welcome to the Zordon era Power Ranger panel. My name is Steve Cardenas. I was Rocky the Red Power Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, as well as Power Ranger Zeo. And to my left is the lovely Tracy Lynn Cruz. Yellow Ranger from Power Rangers in Space and Turbo. Turbo and in Space both. And you were both the yellow always, right? Always yellow? Never changed colors? Yes. Because I changed colors. I didn't know maybe if you did too. Okay, cool. And to the left of her is my replacement, Mr. Blake Foster, aka Justin, the Blue Turbo Ranger.
Although you can't tell that he's not the same as our little 12-year-old. He actually ate him. So this is the result.
Yeah, now he's here. And to my right, very good friend of mine. And not only was he like, the nemesis on the show for us, but in real life, he was my acting coach as well. Because when I got hired on the show, I had never done any acting before of any kind. And this gentleman right here made me look good on camera. So thank you, sir. Mr. Paulie Schreier.
This panel is brought to you by Red Bulk. Because Red Bulk gives you chicken wings.
That's great. Oh. Hey, I was Hamlet once. Hey, over there heckling us from the audience is Mr. Jason Narby, aka Eugene Skulovich.
Narby, we've got a chair for you right here, friend.
Why don't you come on up and make a fool of yourself on stage instead of in the audience? Thank you very much.
I don't need someone to tell me to make a fool of myself. I can do it on my own.
There you go. Red Bulk gives you chicken wings. That's pretty funny. So, thank you guys for coming. This is our last panel for the weekend. Oh, and we got the first black leader of the Power Rangers, Mr. Salvador here.
Hello.
TJ, the Red Ranger, aka Blue Ranger as well. Same as I did red and blue. He was red and blue. So we have that in common.
Only you're not African American.
Right, exactly.
I'm sure you knew that.
So this is, like I said, the last panel we're going to do for the day, but this is your opportunity if you want to ask us questions about what it was like to be on the show, or what was happened behind the scenes and that kind of stuff like that, or all the crazy antics that these guys would do. Here's your chance to go ahead and ask. So go ahead, let's start.
Or even
What's
if
your
anybody
name,
would
where
like
you're
to
from?
buy us a drink.
Or would like to buy us a drink.
Hello guys, my name's Wayne. It's a pleasure to talk to you. I'm just curious, over the years you came in and you replaced others. How did it feel taking over those roles and making them their own? I mean, for me, when Rocky came in, I think the Rocky just likes to have fun episode really got to show a good side of you. And then the Turbo takeover, how did it feel just, moving forward for you guys to come in?
I think for me, I had a lot of shoes to fill. Sorry, Steve. Just because that's Steve Cardenas, guys. I mean, that's the Red Power Ranger. So coming in and having to replace him, I think I had to do a lot of good acting and martial arts to keep up with him. So.
Yeah, he was a really good martial artist ever since he was very young. So I was actually happy that we had somebody with some skills that knew what they were doing, taking place. So that was cool. But for me, when I first got hired on the show, I didn't even know I was going to be the Red Ranger. When I went to the audition, they just said they were looking for Power Rangers. They didn't say that they were, there were 3 people that were leaving and you were going to be replacing them. I just thought they were augmenting the cast, like making it bringing more Rangers into the mix. So I was very curious. It wasn't until I actually got hired and then went in for wardrobe fitting did I even find out I was going to be the Red Ranger. Like, they were confused, because when Johnny and I walked into the wardrobe together, like, which color are you? I was like, I don't know. Johnny was like, I don't know. And they had to go upstairs to the production office and ask them who was who. And I, in my mind, I was like, please be red, please be red. Johnny was like, I want to be red too. Johnny was like kind of disappointed, I think.
It was funny with the day they started, because Austin and the other Rangers were still on the set, and they said, Austin, somebody's trying to break into your car. Austin ran out and Steve ran in and locked the door. That's how it worked. I mean, that's the way they do it. I mean, that's how Hollywood is.
Initially, when I auditioned, I just assumed that it was the Pink Ranger.
He's cracking himself up right now.
So, yeah, initially I thought I was going to be the Pink Ranger. There was just no thought in my mind of anything other. The white girl's always been pink. So, that's where I thought I was going with that. Just like Steve said, they don't really tell you, oh, this is what color you are or whatever. It was just like, okay, yeah, you're good. So, I went in thinking pink. And I came out yellow, and I said, okay, we're going to try this, and let's see how it works out. The white girl being yellow, we can do this.
Pink and yellow, pink and yellow, pink and yellow.
And so, yeah, I guess it was accepted, and it turned out to be amazing, and that started the whole new white girl being yellow, and then even the man being yellow. That was awesome, too, so it was fun. Any other questions? Oh, yes.
Yeah. What would you say was the most challenging part of making the show?
Working with first human lead. I'm sorry.
You didn't say that.
You're being recorded.
Working with such amazing people. That's what it was.
That was the most difficult. Yeah!
That was the question. What was your question, friend?
What was the most? What you thought was challenging about making the show?
Oh yeah, that's what I thought your question.
We had long days. We had 12 to 16-hour days. We had to be at locations, crack of dawn, maybe 3, 4 a.m. so we can start shooting bright and early.
How about working in Death Valley?
Yeah.
At 118
extreme heat,
degrees.
extreme weather. Extreme weather is also another challenge. And then, of course, give some respect to the stuntmen, which is actually the people that were generally in the suits, but they had, I give a lot of respect to those guys because they had to do all the martial arts, all the kicks with those helmets on. And I know a couple of you guys have worn these helmets, and you know how that feels. So those were definitely some of the challenges.
I think for me it was more juggling the fact that I still had to attend school while I was on the set.
Oh yeah, that must have really sucked.
That was horrible because all I wanted to do was hang out with these guys and get in trouble.
Yeah, it's alright. You got to go to class.
Yeah, like half of my day was spent in the classroom. That sucked.
Challenges? Greatest challenge?
Words order correct, remember.
Say that again.
Words correct, order right.
Oh, yes. He said the most challenging part of doing the show was remembering the lines in the correct order. Got it.
Think good meat. No!
Next question.
Liquid crack they're smoking over there.
Hi guys.
Hi.
I'm just wondering, with the show being based on Super Sentai from Japan, where do you have a fan base over there? And if so, were any of you invited to any conventions over there? And if so, was it part of Super Sentai or Power Rangers as its own brand?
As far as I know, in Japan, they're more about Super Sentai. Though I went to Tokyo last year just on holiday, and I went to some collectible shops, and they had all kinds of Super Sentai, but they also had all the legacy toys as well, the American versions of things over there. So they do exist, but I think most fans are more about Super Sentai and not so much about the American version. Whereas, on the American side, they love both,
Well, let's face it. Some of the actual props you guys were using were literally the toys from the Super Sentai, not even the props from Super Sentai. So that's how much we owe them. The monsters were completely from Super Sentai. They still smelled like the original stuntmen. They put them and their funk in the box. Get the funk! And they ship it over. You open it like, all of Japan!
Red Bull. only monster costume that was created by Power Rangers was Lord Zed. All the rest of them were all from Japanese, originally Japanese, the Super Sentai series.
Yeah, I actually, a fun fact, I have a friend that's from Japan, and they actually sent me a clip from Turbo where I was dubbed in Japanese, which is kind of cool. So I've never been invited, but I'd love to go. You never know, obviously they've been watching the show over there, so it might not be a bad idea.
Next question.
Yeah.
Although yesterday we did sign a program from the Japanese premiere of the movie, so I think the movie made it over there. Even if the show didn't, because there was never, from what I know, a Sentai movie. I don't think there ever was. So I guess that's what the Power Ranger movie would do.
Oh, hello again. Hiya. So my question is, what was your least favorite episode to film and why?
Least favorite episode.
Mine was Rocky Just Wants to Have Fun. It was my least favorite because, as you know, I didn't have any acting experience at all, and to step out of my comfort zone like that was very difficult for me, to be acting that ridiculously. I was very self-conscious about it, and back then, everybody nowadays has video, they make videos of themselves all the time, but back then wasn't very common to see yourself in a video unless you had an actual camcorder and you would bring it around with you, so to watch yourself on TV to look very weird. So I didn't like
that one. That one really.
I think that was put me under some kind of spell, and all I wanted to do was I didn't care about doing anything. I didn't want to teach my classes. I didn't want to work. I just wanted to play video games and be goofy all the time and stuff. So, and it just kept.
What was that? Rocky has fun with himself?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah, that's too true.
Hi guys.
Oh, we got.
She's either threatening us, she goes like this, or we need to wrap it up. We need to cut it short. Okay.
I'll make this question easier than my last.
Go ahead.
So what was probably the funniest blooper you guys have had?
You can watch all the bloopers, by the way, at the end of every single Zeo season. Every single episode on Power Rangers Zeo. It was. Yeah, go ahead.
In the food fight episode, a tiny little blooper from Paulie made it into the final. I mean, Bulk and Skull bloopers always made it into the show and at the end of the show, because some of them were funny, so they weren't considered a blooper. But a legitimate blooper happened. Paulie went to throw something, and he turns to the camera and goes, "Whoops," and then throws something, and it stayed in the episode for some reason. So watch Food Fight, you'll see Paulie go, "Whoops," completely dropped character. Unlike Paulie, he's like, "Whoops." All right, I think that's it. It's either that or it's time for the execution.
Guys, thank you guys so much.
Thank you,
Liverpool,
guys.
You've been amazing. It's been so much fun for us. The first time that so many of us got to hang out together in another country. So we thank you guys for that.
Thank you
and
for
we're still
having
at the
us.
table. You want to come by and say hi a little bit longer, okay? Thank you all so much.